Hey, Rentaro. When July came, the sun shone down even harder on eastern Japan. Summer was truly here. The news had been saying for days that the heat island effect might make this the hottest summer in years. And then on the first Sunday in July, I met with Maho in Akihabara. I was waiting at the open cafe at the UPX when Maho arrived. She was a little late.
Hisashiburi.
She ordered an iced coffee and took a deep breath.
と言っても、いつもビデオチャットで顔は合わせてるが。
そうね。あまり久しぶりという感じはしないわ。
Her habit of paying no attention to her clothes and her looks hasn't changed at all in the last 6 months. Damn, you have a way with the ladies. People were going to think she was an elementary school kid who decided to go play at her friend's house. But it would upset her if I said that, so I never would.
まさかこっちに来てるとは思わなかったよ。偶然レスキネン教授と会わなかったら今も知らないままだった。
落ち着いたら連絡するつもりだったのよ。クリスのことで定期的な連絡はいずれにせよしなければならないのだし。
今回は新型脳炎の研究だって。
レスキネン教授はね。私はその助手という立場だけど、どちらかというとアマデウス担当。何か不具合はない？と言ってもこれもいつも報告は受けているから大体の状況は分かっているつもりだけれど。
ああ、特に問題ない。最近はクリスの相手をするのに苦労してるけどな。
She's been really bitchy.
ちょっと。
See? I heard a voice from my smartphone, which I had placed on the table.
苦労ってどういう意味？
I left the Amadeus app turned on. Of course, Kurisu could hear everything we said.
最初に会った頃よりちょっと口調がきつくなってきてる気がする。
She used to be so
あんたが勝手に
sweet.
私にビビってるだけでしょ？
かもな。
It was turning into our old relationship in the Alpha World line where we'd fought all the time. I was starting to lose track of whether that was a good or bad thing for me. Probably bad. I thought I was trying to forget about Kurisu.
ヒアジョーさんは初めて会った時の方が口調はきつかったな。
あれは初対面の人には先輩はきついのよ。なぜかというと年相応に見てもらえないから。
The two of them spoke in unison.
だからついカリカリしちゃうのよ。ある程度親しくなれば容姿のことも言われなくなるでしょ。だから心穏やかに話せるというだけ。
I guess I was right not to comment on her outfit. That was a close call.
アマデウスの話に戻すけど、クリスの口調がきつくなったというのは面白い兆候だわ。私や教授の前では見せない一面なわけでしょ。それだけ深く心を開いているとも言えるかもしれない。開いてません。
Maho simply smiled and ignored her.
そうした心の動きをプログラムとして解析できるから、私や教授と話しているだけでは決して見られなかった変化だわ。それだけで岡部さんにテストを続けてもらった価値もあるというものよ。
そんなものか。
レスキネン教授もその点を高く評価していたわ。過大評価だと思いますが、実際私と話す時も文句や愚痴が多いですし、あまり男らしくないというか。
Well, I knew my personality had gotten a bit negative, especially given what I'd been through. What did she really need to say that? But did she really need to say that to Maho right now? An eye for an eye, it is then.
ちなみに今まで報告していなかったことがあるんだが。
何かしら。
これはおそらくヒアジョーさんやレスキネン教授も把握していないことだと思う。
待って、あんた何の話をしようとしてるの？
真帆先輩や教授が把握していないことって私についての？
栗ご飯とカメハメハといえばわかるか？
A few weeks ago, I'd actually searched for Curry Gohan on a whim. It was the handle Karisu had used on that channel when she was still alive. From what I had seen, the comments started in summer of 2008, then abruptly stopped in July of 2010, and then started up again in December of that same year. And now in 2011, they were still appearing. If it wasn't Kurisu's ghost, it wasn't an imposter, then the one who could be writing those posts was.
岡部倫太郎さん、ちょっと二人だけで話をしましょうか。
Yeah, sure, why not?
やっぱりお前の仕業だったか。さすがに黙っているのはまずいんじゃないか。
真帆先輩に報告するなんてもっとまずいわよ。
なんで？
私がアットチャンネルを見てることが一言も教えてないからに決まってるでしょ。
堂々としていればいいじゃ
How
ない。
doesn't AI even do that here
ア
in
ッ
this
トチャンネ
case?
ルを見るのも書き込むのも別に犯罪じゃないんだし。
Like, I'd imagine they have, like, safeguards on that.
そうだろ？アットチャンネラークリス。
あったね。
Wouldn't it be risky to let her go onto the
そんな呼び方した
internet?
らあることないことアットちゃんに書き込んでやるわよ。
Okay.
それこそ犯罪一歩手前の行為だろう。
I couldn't help but laugh. The conversations like this brought back so many memories. I used to be so full of myself that I'd tick off Kurisu all the time. God, I was
ねえ、一体何の
about to
話？
start calling her Christina again. Memories.
なんでもありません。気にしないでください。海馬からきれいさっぱり今日の記憶を葬り去ってください。
隠していたっていつかはバレるぞ。
あんたはいいから黙りなさい。
やっぱりあなたたち半年前よりずっと仲良くなっているわね。
先輩、すみません。
どうして謝るの？
いえ、せっかく岡部と真帆先輩久々に会ったのに私ばかり話してしまって。
Oh my god, stop.
というわけで、あとはお二人でごゆっくりどうぞ。
別にそんなつもりで言ったんじゃないわよ。
それもこれも岡部が変なことを言い出したせいね。
そうなのか。栗ご飯とカメハメハ。
お願いだから言わないで。
Just like the real Kurisu, she was strangely obsessed with hiding the fact that she was an at channeler.
ちょっと頭を冷やしたいので一度切りますね。失礼します。
Kurisu disappeared from the screen. Kurisu had been kind of rude lately, so it felt good to have a chance to get back at her. If I overdid it, she was probably going to hold a grudge, so this was a likely good place to stop.
栗ご飯って何なのよ。
どうしても知りたかったらクリスに聞いてくれ。
If I explained it, she'd probably get mad and refuse to talk to me again.
それで今回はどれぐらいの間こっちに滞在することになる？
前よりも長くなるかもしれないわね。レスキネン教授が研究している新型脳炎は未だに詳しいことがほとんど分かっていないようだから、もしかしたら私だけ先に帰らされる可能性もあるけど。
時間があったらラボにも顔を出してみるといい。ダルやマユリもきっと喜ぶはずだ。
マユリさんはともかく橋田さんはどうかしら。
I mean, I can guarantee Daru would enjoy seeing you. Maho was finally starting to understand Daru's true nature. Speaking of Daru, he should be on a date with Amane Yuki right now. Yeah, okay.
ちなみに
And I should be a billionaire.
その後と
あれは
That's more likely to happen.
破棄したよ。
The hell out of here.
それが一番いい判断だったんだ。前にそう話しただろう。
Date with Yuki. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if someone held a gun to the back of his head.
ええ、そうね。
She looked down, a sad expression on her face. I told her that I was going to go do it ahead of time, but it still must have upset her to see one of the last things she'd remembered curry soup by destroyed. And back to Suza. Hopefully she doesn't get stabbed here. About half the seats at Go-Go Curry were full. It was Sunday, but it was also after 2 p.m., and so the lunchtime rush was over. Suza was sitting at the restaurant's far edge, a baseball cap pulled down over her face. She was hiding her face with the cap and carefully watching a couple sitting nearby. Oh, is it Daru in them? A cheerful employee put down 2 giant silver plates, or trays, more accurately, in front of them. Suza could see that the other customers looking at them and whispering. The couple really stood out after all. The man was a giant who looked like he ate Major Curry all the time, but the woman was slim, pretty, and looked very kind. The combination of a huge man and slim woman wasn't as unbalanced as the combination of a pretty girl and Major Curry. The Major Curry was big, it was huge. Suza knew from experience. The massive silver trays were loaded with rice and curry and topped with 2 fried cutlets, fried shrimp, sausage, and a boiled egg and a mountain of cabbage. There was 2 or 3 times as much curry as you'd find in a normal dish, and the toppings were just as big. Even a growing young boy would find it hard to eat them all. Daru will clean both. Suza was irritated. Because he's a fucking moron. The Beauty and the Beast couple that Suza was watching, of course, was Itaru and Yuki, and I want to throw myself into a fryer. In the morning, they'd gone to go see a movie in a Yurakuchu, when they'd come to Akihabara and gone straight to Go-Go Curry. Suza had followed them the whole time. That's why she couldn't believe Itaru's choice of date spots. This isn't a first date place. Look, if you want to impress them, you gotta sometimes go to the nicer places and not like a fucking diner. I don't even know what you'd call this place. A shithole. She clutched her spoon tight and gritted her teeth. Suza knew next to nothing about Japanese youth culture in 2011, and she knew it was a bad idea. And even she knew it was a bad idea. Who knew what was going through Yuki's mind, or so Suza thought. Yuki's fucking too nice to actually say this is a shitty date. Bud. Which is what's disgusting. Because literally he could do anything, and he could serve her probably a pile of shit and she'd enjoy it at this point. Because the gods in this universe hate me and want to destroy any point I try to make. Surprisingly, Yuki was ignoring the people around her and innocently enjoying the huge curry. Jesus, that's disgusting. Stop it. Of course. Of course. Of course. Why not? I want to die. This is awful. This is actually torture. I'd rather be stabbed by Kaguri. Oh my god. It's awful. Suza had evidently worried over nothing, but she realized that Itaru was acting strangely. Yeah, he's a freak. Ever since he'd come out of the movie theater, he was walking and talking strangely. Instead of his usual hunched posture, he was forcing himself to stand up straight. His every movement seemed oddly forced, as if he were a broken robot. And he looked down, and he down glass after glass of water. Stop. Itaru poured water into Yuki's cup. Suza had a bad feeling. I swear to God, if you drop it. If she was right, Daru was moving so awkwardly that he almost spilled water on her hand. And he did.
大丈夫ですか？
This is awful.
ちょっと手が濡れただけですから。それより早く食べましょう。
Yuki quickly wiped down the table with her handkerchief and grabbed her fork and spoon. There were stars in her eyes.
それじゃあいただきます。
いただきます。
This is actually worse than any form of torture that any country's ever devised. Yuki seemed to be really enjoying her meal, but Itaru was very formal and quiet. He was taking little nibbles out of a piece of fried cutlet like a squirrel eating a nut. The whole time they weren't saying a word.
一体何をやってるんだ父さんは。あんなんじゃ母さんに愛想つかされちゃうよ。
She will because this universe hates me. She decided to send him a message on Ryan telling him to get his act together, and she did. And she'd just taken out her phone when. A huge plate was laid on the table in front of her. Thus, the customers started murmuring again. Couldn't think of it. When she followed them to the stove, she'd ordered her usual major curry with extra roe, and then forgotten about it. Now everyone was going to focus on her. In a small shop like this, it was suicide.
あら？
You know what? This makes me feel better. This is better. Just as expected, her eyes met Yuki's.
鈴葉さん、いたんですか？
Yes! Ruined Daru's day. Oh, this is actually ecstasy.
偶然だね、ゆきさん、兄さん。声かけてくれればよかったのに。いや、気がつかなかったんだよ、全然。
Yeah, it's impossible not to notice her. She realized that she could probably leave, but she couldn't go without at least taking a bite of major curry in front of her. Her experiences in the war had left her completely unable to waste food. She felt Yuki and Itaru staring at her as she reluctantly picked up her spoon.
とまあ、そういうことなんで、二人ともごゆっくり。
Her only choice was to finish her extra large curry as soon as possible. She couldn't let herself be in the way. But instead, Yuki came over and picked up Suzawa's plate.
すみません、店員さん。
はい、どうぞ。
OK ですって。一緒に食べましょうよ。
Oh, this makes me happy. All that torture was worth it.
なんでって、ほら、鈴葉さんもメジャーカレーじゃないですか。これはぜひ勝負せねばと思って。
This was terrible. This would be so awful. But of course it's gonna work out great because it's Steins Gate, and every game hates me. Every story hates me.
はあ？審判は橋田さんにやってもらいましょう。
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I think we know who would win here. I'm sure you can put down some stuff, but Suzawa's got you beat. And before Suzawa could respond, Yuki had moved her plate over to their table.
いや、
I mean, I love my Yuki and all that, but Suzawa can probably eat more than you. She had no choice but to follow, but before she sat down, she whispered in Yuki's ear.
デート中なんだよね。
If she says no, I'm gonna die.
あ、そうです。
Damn
デ
it.
ート中です。
I was really hoping she'd say, no, we're not. We're just hanging out. I'd die.
改めて言われると照れますね。
And moron. Daru didn't react at all, even though she was sure he'd overheard that.
私デートとかしたことないから詳しくないんだけどさ。
Shouldn't you be in a nicer place together?
デート中に他の女とカレーの早食い対決したりするもんなの？
No.
さあ、どうでしょう。でもほら、アニメとかコミックスとかにそういうのありません？
What? What kind of argument's that?
お兄ちゃんを取られたくない妹が彼女さんに向かって勝負だみたいなの。
What? For some reason, Yuki seemed incredibly enthused. Suzawa was overwhelmed by her energy.
知らないってば。
I really don't care about Dara that much. You can have him, please.
そういうものなの
Insist.
兄さん。
But even when she turned for Atari for help, he just awkwardly sat there eating his curry like a robot. Oh my god damn it, Daru.
兄さん
Useless. He awkwardly turned his face to face her. The rest of him completely stayed still. What the hell's wrong with you?
なんか言った。
Oh my god.
どうしたのさ。なんかおかしいよ。
どうもしてないおかしくない
お
Susan glanced back to Yuki. You fell in love with this moron? For the first time, Yuki looked concerned. In the end, Yuki and Susan did have the curry speed eating contest, and surprisingly, both of them completely finished their meals. Susan won by a very small margin, but the battle was exciting enough that not only the other customers, but the staff as well were applauding at the end. Yeah, I was right, Susan did win. But the whole time, Itaru kept eating by himself. Since this wasn't even a conversation, let alone a date, she sent Itaru home alone. Part of her wanted to demand Itaru explain himself right now, but she decided to talk to Yuki instead. She tried her best to avoid Yuki so far in order to keep her identity a secret, but it was July now. She would be gone from this era very soon. This might be her last chance to talk to Yuki at all.
鈴葉さんがいてくれて助かりました。
Yuki sighed a little after Itaru left.
私、もしかしたら気に障るようなことをしちゃったのかもしれません。
No, you did nothing wrong.
橋田さん、私といてもあんまり楽しくないみたいだったから。
I'll make him enjoy it.
単に
Just the last thing I
緊張してただ
do.
けじゃないかな。でも映画を見る前は楽しそうにお話ししてくれてたんですよ。それが映画の後はすっかりよそよそしくなってしまって、私何か間違っちゃったのかな。
No.
カレー屋さんに連れて行ってもらったのも私のリクエストだったんですけど、ずっとあの調子だったからさすがにちょっと困ってしまって、それで偶然お店にいた鈴葉さんに助けを求めたというわけです。
What had happened inside the theater? Suzuha hadn't followed them inside, and she spent about 2 hours killing time outside. Really should have gone
あの
inside.
さ、ゆきさんはなんで兄さんのこと好きになったの？
The actual most important question ever to exist. It actually has no answer. Fuck any of the other existential questions. This is actually the question that needs to be answered. Why are we here? No, it doesn't matter at all. What's the purpose of humanity? Who cares about that? Why do you like him at all?
いや、私が言うのもなんだけど、あんまりモテるタイプじゃないじゃん。
That's
兄さんって。
being very generous.
鈴葉さんはお兄さんのことどう思います？
A fat degenerate with no redeeming qualities other than being nice occasionally, outside of being creepy.
私？好きですか？嫌いですか？
She kind of has to like him, you know, it being his father and all, but if she was not related to him, I don't know.
好きですよね。見ていればわかります。
She cares about him because, you know, dad.
まあ、
There were parts of him that she didn't like, but of course she loved her dad.
で、私のことは別にどうでもいいじゃない。それで、ゆきさんは？私はまだ好きかどうかもよくわからないです。そっか。
He really knows how to spike a relationship into the ground and shit on it. Not only had Itaru not told Yuki he liked her, this was still their first date, and they hadn't spoken that much before either. She hadn't even reached the point where she saw him as a member of the opposite sex. For almost a year, Suzuha had stayed with him, and she, Mayuri, and Ferris had done everything they could to get the two of them together, but there hadn't been any real progress. Suzuha felt uneasy when she thought about the future. Maybe your dad wouldn't be your dad anymore. Maybe your mom wouldn't be your mom anymore. Dad and Mama wouldn't be together. She imagined that future.
そんなの嫌だ。
She looked straight into Yuki's eyes.
私さ、もうすぐここからいなくなるんだ。え？ちょっと遠いところに引っ越すんだよね。そうなんですか？多分戻ってこないと思う。心配なんだ。父さん、兄さんのこと。だからさ、ユキさん、こんなこと私が頼むのもおかしな話なんだけど。
Make sure he loses some weight. And then she bowed deeply. Make sure you take his kid.
よろしくお願いします。
There was no answer from Yuki. Really? Suzuha looked up afraid and tried to gauge the expression on her face. She looked kind of lonely and kind of sad.
私はどうしたいんでしょうね。
Yuki whispered, and then Suzuha.
もうどうするんだよ。これじゃ破局の危機だよ。まだ始まってもいないけど。
As soon as she got back to the lab, she yelled at her useless father. Yeah, that's how I'd be.
おー、すずはごめんな。
You absolute
しなきゃもう
waste.
ダメなんだお。
しょぼくれてるんじゃない。シャレじゃ済まないんだ。とりあえず今日はなんであんな態度を取ったのかしっかり説明して。今朝出かけるときはあんなに楽しそうだったじゃないか。母さんだって映画の途中までは普通だったって言ってたし。
I swear if she touched your hand and you start freaking out, you don't actually get a home to live in anymore.
一体何があったの？
いや、それがさ、聞いてくれよ。
I swear to God.
映画の座席って狭いじゃん。だから僕、天音氏の邪魔にならないようにと思って、できるだけ椅子の端っこに寄って座ってたんだよね。
Daru, your stuff's about to be on the street in about 2 seconds from now. You better change the story right quick.
そしたら、椅子がベキっていって壊れそうになって。で、慌てて体を支えようとして肘掛けを掴んだんだけど。
I swear to God, your computer's out on the street right now.
それが肘掛けじゃなくて天音氏のその
そんなこと母さん一言も言ってなかったけど。
嘘じゃないよ。あの柔らかい感触は肘掛けのはずがない。女の子の手に決まってる。
そう。
ただ僕、女の子と手をつなぐなんて2次元ならともかく3次元じゃほとんど経験なくて。
I can't handle Daru. I actually can't. What the hell is this?
それでどうしたの？
He fucking froze.
天音氏優しいからさ、僕を傷つけないようにと思ったのか、その手を振りほどかないんだお。僕ってこの体型じゃん。手汗とかかきまくりじゃん。ベッタベッタになるわけじゃん。なのに天音氏、何にも言わずそのままで。なんかそれからすごく意識するようになっちゃって。
ああ、なるほどね。それであんなにポンコツになってたのか。
天音氏もきっと心の中でキモいうざい話せ変態って思ってたに違いない
Yeah,
よ。
but you probably like that.
母さんはそんな人間じゃないよ。
And that too. In fact, from the way she was acting, she probably thought she'd upset him somehow. The problem was what she'd said.
私はどうしたいんでしょうね。
What'd she mean by that?
母さんがわからない。
鈴葉、こうなったら母さんのことは諦めて僕と二人で仲良く生きていこう。
Daru, you're going. I don't know any. He's actually short-circuited in my brain. I don't actually know what I want to say.
言ってることがめちゃくちゃだよ。 そもそも私はどうやって生まれてくればいいんだ。
でも無理だって。
No, Dara, you're impossible. Impossible to comprehend. As you've fucking broken me. That's all I can do. You've actually broken me. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't even know what to fucking say anymore. I don't. You're useless. You're hopeless.
父さんが頑張らないでどうするの？このピンチをチャンスに変えるんだよ。
She hasn't phased out of existence yet. So you already know that she's gonna be born. Well, maybe. I mean, the timeline bullshit means, like, technically she might be born. We haven't changed the world line. She's gonna be born. Get the fuck over yourself. Good God. Much to my despair.